Peace Queen. It's Melissa Crawford of thequeencode.com, and the message today is part 12 and the final piece in the series entitled Revelations, Unveiling the Great Mystery of the Divine Feminine. And as you can see today, I have my daughter here with me, Princess Candace, who's now 11 weeks old, and she's actually going to help mommy finish the last video in this series. So I don't know how much time I have. So I'm going to be quick, okay? So in this last part, in part 12, I want to talk about something that I call the Great Marriage. And the Great Marriage, to help explain what I mean by that, let's go back to what we've been talking about this entire time in this series. Going back into our story, our herstory, going back in time to that divinely feminine era, or what many call the goddess era. That time in our history where women reigned supreme, where we had wonderful positions, where there were great civilizations, very prosperous and peaceful, that were headed by women or had women in very high positions and very high key roles. So you have this great divine feminine era, which is the second dimension on this planet. And then right after that, starting about 2,500 years ago, there came the third dimension, which was a very masculine era. And right now, as a planet, we're still in that third dimension, but we're coming out of it and going to the next realm. So you have the second dimension, which was predominantly feminine in nature. You have the third dimension, which is predominantly masculine. And going into this next realm, this next dimension, you have this wonderful marriage of the feminine and the masculine coming together in the fourth dimension. So the fourth dimension is all about integration. It's all about reconciliation. It's all about mediation. In the last video, I talked about, some people actually getting upset when they find out how glorious women were, and how all of a sudden in the third dimension, so much of our power was taken away from us, stripped from us. So much was hidden from us about the truth of who we really are. But in this fourth dimension, going into the fourth dimension, it's really about reconciliation and integration. Even though the divine feminine is rising again, it's not that we're supposed to leave out everything we've learned in this masculine era. The masculine and the feminine are to come together in what I call the great marriage. And so in order for that to happen, it's really key that the queen returns to her throne. It's really key that we rise up. It's really key that we remember who we are. And so that's the reason why I've gone back in time, because what we're coming on now is like how we were before, but even better. It's a divine upgrade, if you will. So you have to go back many times in order to move forward. So that's what I mean by the great marriage. So it really gives us as women on this planet right now great purpose, because we really are queens born for such a time as this. There is something great that's getting ready to happen, and we are actually the ones to help usher it in. We are the ones that have a great purpose in giving birth to this next fourth dimension, this dimension that's going to feel very much like heaven on earth. Okay? And so the divine feminine, unveiling all the mysteries of the divine feminine, that is really what we have to get back to. We have to get to the point where we can stand in who we are as women unapologetically. Everything I've talked about in this video series, reclaiming those sacred gifts that some people may have said that you're crazy or that's evil or whatever type of opposition you're coming up against right now, reclaiming all of those things that are sacred, reclaiming your intuition, listening to your first mind, listening to your heart. All of those things are going to be very important, because the next level cannot occur until the queens worldwide, return to the throne. Okay, so that's what this series has been about: knowing who you are, not being afraid or timid to say yes to who you are, say yes to your divinity. Stop second guessing yourself. No, you're not crazy. There's something going on right now that is of such a great magnitude, and you are an integral key to this great shift. You are an important piece to this puzzle, okay? Because when the great marriage happens, let me tell you, what we have to look forward to is not only this era of peace on earth, but what we have to look forward to is really just this amazing time where living your dreams, living from your heart, living full out will be the new normal. We are actually the ones that will usher in this new age for our children and for, oh, she's asleep. Sorry. For our children and for our children's children. I'm sorry, sweetie. So I say all of this to say, you know, this is what this series is about. Know that you are important. Know that you are a queen born for such a time as this, okay? I'll leave off there, but if you haven't seen the other 11 videos, I do encourage you in your free time to go back and watch those as well and really take to heart every single piece in this series, because it is time. And especially going now into 2015 is really time. So we have to get in position and we have to get ready, not just for ourselves, but for the next generation. So that's my message today. And in the meantime, I do encourage you to go over to my website at thequeencode.com and get some free goodies. I have some free audios there, and I also have some ways that you can really invest in yourself and begin to do the deep work it takes to bring forth the great divine feminine within you. Okay? Talk to you soon.